So, in this lecture, we are going to see more about how to use high level functions. So, as advised yesterday, we can log in here in this web page, that is makecode.microbit.org. You can again log in with your own credentials by using Google or by registering with this web page. Once you log in, you can see your projects which have been you have created maybe some 1 day ago, 2 days ago, or maybe a month ago, year ago. So all projects you can see here once you log in. So I recommend that you always log in so that whatever projects you make is saved here as a part of your learning exercise. Of course, you can also see other tutorials which somebody else has made or made by the Microsoft make code. So that is also you can see, but we'll see this later. So let us focus on learning today about the high level coding involving the microbit make codes. So let us first of all create one project. I will give a name, uh, test function. This is because today we are going to learn about the how to create functions. So once I click on create, again this web page will open up. On the left, you can see the simulator. On the middle, they are the buttons or the code snippets which you are going to use in our code. On the right is the area where I have to drag this buttons to this space so that we can code. The mode selected is blocks so that I will have this kind of blocks for my coding. If you want to see about how it is doing in JavaScript, we can see by clicking this button. Of course, when we proceed further, we'll also look into how to code with Simulink, that is MATLAB, how to code with Python, and some other platforms also. So let us now focus on the function and how to create some variables. Yesterday we have looked about this some basic inputs like basic inputs, musics, LED, even the radio that is Bluetooth. So now let us look about how to proceed with the advanced functions. So you can see that we have for running a logic and to create some kind of a programming stuff, we can use this kind of a approach in our programming. So once I click on logic, you can see if else logic, that is if you are familiar with the programming part like C, C++, or maybe some other languages, Python also, then you are quite sure that you must have used this kind of a stuff. So it is very simple. And again, these are the loops, that is you do repeat your code for some iterations, or you execute your code for some true or false value, like while do while is a very famous code, or for that matter running a for statement with some parameters, or running this code every some seconds, like in this tab shows run this code for every 500 milliseconds. So whatever code you put here, that will run for every 500 millisecond, that code will run. Okay. In a similar way, we can create some mathematical functions involving addition, subtraction. Like if I click here, mathematical function, then I can just select my function to be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So many things I can do with the math functions. I can also calculate reminder, minimum, max, absolute value, square root, or I can pick some random variables, or I can do some mapping of some text to maybe some numbers. So likewise, so many operations are possibles. Okay, that is also we can use as a part of our coding. Now, to use or do make your own functions, what we need is we have to go to this advanced tab. So once you click the advanced tab, you can see that now more buttons have popped up in this middle page. So buttons are like functions, arrays, text, games, images, pin, serial, and control. So now let us look how to create a functions. So if I click on functions, it says make a function. So click on this one, then this block will come. Okay. So function do something. So I can write the name of function. Suppose I want to make a function for addition of two numbers. So I will write function addition. It may be any name you can put. It's just like a programming. You put some function name, so it's very simpler. Once you put the name, you can just click done to keep it simple. We'll again see how to use this parameters also. That is also we can use. But now to make it very simple, I'm just keeping a function, writing the value this one, and click on this done. The function block will come here. So now you can put your own logics inside this function block and create so many values. Okay. So I've created already a one function just to save some time so that we can focus on the some higher aspects also. So I will just click here on my function which I have made. So let us see, this is the function, this is using arrays test functions, and I think this is the block which I've created using function advanced. Okay, so you can see that there's a one function. Okay, I think this is a little bit advanced function I've used here. Let me check one more simpler before we go into some advanced function. Let me check using serial, using radios, using sensors. I think I have not saved that project. So let us now, what we do is let us make the function itself. Okay, no problem. We'll make a function. So what we'll do is that now we'll make a function to add two numbers. So let us go to this page where I can create some variables. So let us create some variables for this function. Make a variable, say a variable sum. Okay. So now I have one function sum which is going to add two numbers. Okay. So let us drag this block to my function. Okay. Now I want to add two numbers. So let us go to maths block and drag this block to here. You can see that once I uh, try to drag the block, the this automatically shows where I can keep this block. So if I try to drag it here, there's no option, there's no option. So very simple, this block is highlighted, so I have to place the block here. This way you can practice very in a very simple fashion. So let us try to add two numbers, say 25 plus 25. So of course the sum is 50. So we'll go to function, return this value as return. So you know that we can return the value of sum. If you return 0, then function is going to return 0 to your code. So let us return the sum. We again go to variable, take this block and drag it here. So now it is going to return the sum. So this is my function. Okay. So on start, let me show some LED on start or show some number 0 on start. Okay, this is my start. And forever, let us call this function. So whenever I call this function, this block will become executed. You can already see the code is running, but I'm not calling this function, so there's no display here. So let us call this function by again going to function tab and call addition. So once I call this addition function, now this is going to come up. But of course, I'm not going to see it. So how to say this number? So again, what we can do is show number. We can go here and we can replace this 0 by sum. So again, go to variables and put it here. So now when I run this code in the simulator, you can see that 50 is coming up. Can you see it? 5 and then 0. So 50 is coming up on my screen. So this is how you can call a function and make your program much more simpler and do so many stuffs. So now let us look at one little bit advanced function with using parameters. I will go to home page and using function advanced. This is already I've created it prior to this coming here. So you can see that what I've done is that in the start code I have used one array. So what is an array? Array is a collection of some numbers. So this is, you can see that it has four numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, and the name of array is list. So how to get array? Just go to array block, take this number here, put it here, okay, and suppose I want to keep five elements in my array. So just click on this plus sign, and then you can keep the five numbers. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and whatever numbers you want to store, you can just type here so that any numbers will get stored here. Okay, so I'm just typing some random numbers for my array. Okay, so the name of this array is list, and name of this array is also list. So let us change, both are same, so my computer will get confused. So let us create one new variable so that I can give here a new name. So let us create a new variable, make a variable, make some some list, so that this is my variable, some list. So once I click, I can change this to some list so that I know that my computer knows that okay. So now I have basically two array list. One is called sum list, one is called a simple list. Okay. So I've written one function here which is doing a square of a number. So here I use a parameter called as a number. So how to create a function with parameters? Just go to function, go to make a function. Let us do something name. You can write say subtraction. I want to do some subtraction of a number, and you can choose the number as a parameter. So once I click the number is coming. I can delete it. If you want some boolean values, that is 0 1, you can also keep it here. Or if you want some arrays, then you can also get arrays also here. So now let us keep it simple. Just click on number, the number is coming here, and click on done. So now you can see that this is coming like exactly like this one. So there is a function named square, which the parameter is number, and what is doing? It is computing square, set square to number multiplied by number. So it is computing the square of the number, and it is returning the result as a square. Okay. So what I'm doing is here is now one very important thing which I want to tell you is that suppose you want to check your output on your computer. So what is the path? What you will do? So the code is very simple. We will use a serial tab. So where it is the serial tab is there, just go down. There's one serial block. Okay. So serial says that I can write something which can communicate via serial protocol. So this is one of the protocol. Okay, it has normally it has two pins like TX and RX, so I can exchange data serially with the help of Microbit also. So right now I am writing some value on my computer instead of this LED screen, correct? So I'm using this tab serial write value. Okay, so this is the same, I've used the same code serial write value. What it is writing, it is writing square, that is computing computation of this result is equal to, I'm calling this function call square. So this I'm calling this function call square. I'm not calling subtraction, I'm calling call square with number 5. So what do you expect the result to be? 5 cross 5 should be 25. If I change the number here, the result will change. Okay. So this is how we can pass parameters directly to the function with the help of this code. So this will make our code quite simpler. So let us go and run this code. Okay. So but right now I am not seeing any value here because I have to open my serial monitor. So how to open the serial monitor? Just click on this button, show data. So once I click the show data button, you can see that the answer is already coming. Square is 25. It is coming 25, and here also you can see 25. So many 25s are coming because my program is running. So now let us change this code to compute score of square of a 9. So 9 plus 9, we all know the answer. Let us see in the simulator what the answer is. It's 81. So you can just make your own calculator by writing so many functions like addition, subtractions, multiplications, division, remainder, min, max, and even compute some complex arithmetic functions also. So I hope you enjoyed this one also. Now let us look at the uh, before we close on this lecture. Let us look at the we have already looked at this function also. Let us look at one more program which I have created to show some simulations. That program is called using arrays. So let me open this program. Okay. This program I have made to get a better understanding of an how we can use an array to do so many things. So I have created two arrays as informed earlier. The array is one is odd, one is even. Okay. So one contains all the odd element, other contains all the even elements. Correct? If I go here, I have created one function. You can see that function is here. The function, what does it do? It adds the value of array. So what I have done is that set sum to odd, get value at 0, that is the first bit of my array list, and it is adding with the first bit of my even list. Okay, that means this function is going to just add the first two bits. So if the bit is 1 here and the bit is 2 here, the answer will be 1 plus 2 should be equal to 3. Very simple. Okay. Now, what other things I am doing is that on button A pressed, what I am doing is that I am reversing this even list. So my array of even numbers will reverse. That is, if this is the first bit, then in the place of first bit, I will have 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. That is called reversing the list. And what I will do on button B pressed, I am saying that if the value of odd list at placed 0 is equal to 1, then you call this function. So of course, odd value at the function place 0 is always 1. So whenever you press this button B, this function is going to get called and you will get some results in your monitor. How? Because in my forever loop, I have I have used this criteria serial write value sum is equal to sum, that is this sum from the function is coming here, and this is going to execute when you have a even number at this position equal to 2. So whenever you have a list running in a proper fashion, then you will call this value sum and produce the result. So are you ready? What will happen in the code? Okay. So normally this code will show up every time because my list is not reversed. That is, at this position there is a 2. So this number is coming up. Very fine. Let us go to the serial simulator. It shows the sum is 0 because addition is not started yet. Let us start addition. Remember addition have to be started by pressing the button B. So once I press the button B, you can see that now the red line is coming up and is going to 3. So sum is now 3 and my 2 bits are added. Now let us reverse this list of even by pressing the button A. So once I press the button A, this icon is gone because my list is reversed. But if I calculate the sum now, it is showing 11 instead of 3. Okay, this is because when the list is reversed, the 10 is coming here and it is getting added to 1. So 10 plus 1 is 11. So in the monitor, we see a sum of 11. Right now, the program is rebooted once I do some small changes here. Okay. So let us start the addition. It is showing 3. Let us reverse the list and again do the addition. It's showing 11. Again, reverse the list. The second is coming and do the addition. It is showing again 3. Again, reverse the list. Again, do the addition. It is again going to 11. So this is how we can do very complex calculations by using an array. We can add so many numbers. You can prepare maybe your favorite sport list with the help of this array. We can also use text-based array. That is, you can map text to numbers also. Just go to the array blocks. Okay, in this array blocks you can choose a text list also by using these buttons. Like you can see the strings A, B, C, maybe names you can use, numbers you can use. You can compute the length of the array. Okay, you can also get some random value from the list. So many things you can try with these blocks. So once you keep on trying, I am sure that you will definitely enjoy programming more and more on this criteria. Okay, so we have looked at this function block, we have looked at this array blocks, we have looked some of the function with the serial pin, how to check the serial data. Okay, there's one more block called as control. Let me open one new program. Just I open new program, test controls. So let us see. what this block control has. So if I go to now this block called as a control, you can see that it has so many also events running here. So basically, if I choose this block run in background, if I place it here, so whatever I code I put in this block, they are going to run in background and will not interfere with our main code. Sometimes this is very helpful when we have a very big program to run about. Okay. Even there are more buttons, like what you can do is that you can raise an event also. So suppose somebody is pressing some button in the microbit, so maybe button A, B, or doing playing with some radio, gesture, accelerometer, or some other buttons like some pins. So what you can do is that you can raise some event to microbit, maybe for your some internal calculations. So that is also very fine. Okay. So this I will leave my audience to practice maybe on this call. So maybe you can if you feel some issues, you can definitely reach out to me at any time. I have my links and address, everything on my this page, so you can of course approach me whenever you feel so. So now let us delete this block and see about what we have more in the pins. You know that microbit has many pins, but the prominent ones are visible here: P0, P1, P2, P3. So basically, once we connect some sensors to these pins, then what we can do is we can read their digital values, or we can also give command via these pins to those uh, sensors which are connected via these pins. Of course, we can use other pins also, but we need some kind of an interface board. So, in our next lecture, what we are going to see is that how to interface microbit with this digital and or maybe analog pins, and how to make some simple robotics design. We'll also download some codes uh, to a microbit via this button, and we'll see in our practical life how our microbit is running instead of this simulator. So, thanks for watching this tutorial series, and bye for next time, and we'll meet in the next